Got you, girl.
Hilarious.
Check it out, y'all. Age is just a number, but maturity is a choice. I heard that recently when Britney Spears was challenging her conservatorship after she spoke against it, the judge played Cry Me a River by Justin Timberlake. Can you believe that? Man, these guys, I swear.
Terrible.
Show some class.
Something.
Remember this?
Yeah.
These are bus pipes.
Billy Joel, baby.
That's my boy.
Music Man. Remember when he married Christy Brinkley? You were like, that's the luckiest son of a gun on the face of the
It's always those musicians and DJs, man.
Exactly, man.
You know.
We can't drop that at a party. Come on, you for real? You for real? That's who you want to turn up to?
The
when it's time to go in?
The piano man. Check it out. There's a reason why I played that song Pressure. You better hope you got it right, Brad. The Celtics now have an I and me in the team's new head coach, Emi Udoka, which brings me along in some cherry thongs to B-Town, baby. Yes, sir. You know that is, I don't know. I know it's his baby mama, but I don't know if they.
He's a former player. I think that's why they brought him in too.
Oh, yeah. He was with the Popovich teams and won some championships. But I got a theory about that too. You know, there's more to it. Also, speaking of pressure, LeBron was begging referees in the Suns and Lakers first round series more than keep sweat on the song, baby. Something just ain't right. You remember that? Oh, make it last forever. Hey, GPS fam. This is another short story from Uncle Firefly. I remember this shorty that I booked after hours leaving a club in Buckhead, Atlanta. Y'all know Buckhead, right? Yeah, that's where all the action takes place in downtown Atlanta after hours. So I shot my 3-point shot and drained it with an N1. After I hit her with some dialogue as we were about to part ways, she asked me for my phone to put her digits and info in. So, okay, much obliged. A couple of days passed by and I hit her up. And she told me she was so impressed with my lyrics, confidence, and swag. I was like, how so? Then she continued to say, first and foremost, the way I approached her was crazy, sexy, cool. Shout out to TLC. And I asked again, how so? And she replied, because you were with a bunch of haters inside the bar and she could see them through the window watching my every move when I approached her. And when I came outside to talk to her, they were making funny faces behind my back as if to say, yeah, right, she ain't gonna F with him. You know what I mean? So when she saw that, she thought, I'm definitely gonna give him some play now. But she said the closer, y'all listen up now, and very important quality she saw was the condition of my phone. And I'll quote her. She says, the condition of your phone is usually a reflection of your life. So being that I had a cover on my celly and it was an immaculate condition, this simple doing had me in great standings with this fine ass Georgia peach from Lawrenceville, Gwinnett County. And as for those haters, hate on haters, but jealousy will get you nowhere in life. Who you are out there. So stay vexed, ninjas. I mean, it was classic, y'all. It was classic because I thought for sure, I was like, because she kind of gave me that funny look. And I'm like, what the hell? Not knowing that she's looking over my shoulder at these fools making faces. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's messed up. But anyway. Stupid. Looking hard, but won't realize that they will never see the P. Buckner. Oh boy, they were vexed. When I came back in, I was like, I didn't even play. You know what I'm saying? Like, it happens like that every day, fam. So, get with the program. We got a humdinger of a show for y'all today. So thanks for tuning in and enjoy. What we gonna hit them with? Oh yeah. We're back like Dubz, the Clippers, Bucks, Mitch Green, and CNN's Jeffrey Toobin after spanking that monkey on Zoom. For Pete's sakes, young adults, make this a learning moment. Stay with the person who loves you more than you love them. The Lakers' Montrezl Harrell thought he was upgrading. Well, as he was chasing that bling bling, he ended up being a year short and a chip late for what might be a one-hitter quitter. So just remember, fam, what the next man eats don't make you shit. And if everywhere you go smells like poo, it just might be you. Okay, let the hype, but not hoopla, begin again, my friends. This episode is hot off the press and the net. Go ahead and smack that notification bell, that red button, and subscribe, and then click that notification bell. Then you can like and share this content with others. And it's spelled Guerrilla Podcast Sports by way of YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and more platforms are coming in the very near future. Take the extra mile and see how lonely but rewarding it is. It's the same shit. We're just taking it in a different toilet. That's all. Let's get it. Keeping it centennial without celebrating the years. That means keeping it 100. Too hot to handle, too cold to hold. What's poppin'? Hey, and greetings to our listeners and viewers. Often imitated, but never, ever duplicated. We are Guerrilla Podcast Sports, also known as GPS. With the segments E.or that features island picks and clean sweeps because, as you can see, we are peeps. The grapevine and the 500-pound gorilla in the Zoom. Look, we're not trying to reinvent the wheel, but we just don't want to wait over 100 years before we put them on a suitcase. And we sent a man to the moon prior to rolling luggage? So let's keep it moving because we got to give the people what they want and need, you dig? And this is how we're going to do it. And now, starting as wise men, my ace and brother who bleeds the other colors of burgundy and gold. The mathematical whiz, born and raised in the DMV, but now podcast just outside of the still city of Pittsburgh, PA, a.k.a. the voice of reason. Peter Dubz. Welcome back, baby. Back in the saddle.
Back.
And now, podcasting from his DJ booth at Fish Tales in Ocean City, Maryland, while leading the youth movement, an Eagles and Lakers fan from Day Uno, music producer and DJ, aka KOTJ, creating masterpieces in the lab and on the wheels of steel. But like a modern day power forward, he drops jewels and dimes all the time with inside scoops and solid picks. As a great podcaster with a tremendous upside, I'm man Chris B.
They brought back the alternate helmets with the alternate jerseys. Kelly Green loading, baby. Let's go.
And hopefully it brings y'all some new luck. And now, showing stick-to-itiveness while repping the Wizards and Cowboys Nation, acting as a restaurant, club, and bar owner during the COVID era, filling in as a waiter, cook, bartender, bouncer, DJ, and sometimes an MC. Yours truly, Uncle P. Hey, y'all. So if you are seeking informed sports talk that is never outdated from a trio that aren't just grasping for straws because they are knowledgeable, as we are, then you are in the right location. So huddle up and gather some of this sports info and knowledge with spectacular vernacular on another episode of the 500-pound gorilla in the Zoom. What it do, familia? What it do? What
good.
it do? Gotta let this ride out a little bit. Hey. Yeah, we back, boys. GPS, baby. Y'all know the name. It's all the same. How y'all been, man? How y'all been? It's been a 2-week hiatus. Glad to see y'all back, man.
Pretty good. Just Ocean City loving it crazy out here.
Oh yeah. You remember how it used to be, Dubz, as we reminisce. It was a new thing every night.
Oh yes.
This thing could be anything, you know what I'm saying? It could be a sea monkey sometimes, you know what I'm saying? It ain't always a 10. Woo! Okay. Have y'all seen these sports bras for men?
I have no clue what that
Man, this soccer player, I was watching what is it? The Euro Cup and also the Copa America. And this soccer player pulled off his jersey after scoring a goal to celebrate. And all I could think of was when U.S. women's soccer player Brandy Chastain took off her jersey to party at the 1999 World Cup.
Yeah.
Man, I guess they don't want shaved nipples or something, but that's the new thing, man. They take it off. I'm looking like, whoa, I even see some basketball players with that. It look just like that Brandy Chastain joint, man. Look, fam, I'm rolled too tight. You can't pull me. All right, look, check it out. Real quick. The Professional Team Name Association. So I want y'all to tell me the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear this, okay? I'm going to let you go first, Dubz. Patriots.
Peters.
Okay. B, Lakers.
Champions. Not this year, but they're champions.
Dubz, Astros.
Peters.
All right. B, the Paul brothers.
Annoying.
I said team names, but I slipped them in there. All right. Okay. I'm gonna give them the topics like we did last week, so they can know the rundown. First, here's the rundown for the topics of this episode. The NFL, JJ flies the coop, and that's Julio Jones, if y'all don't know, not Jerry Jones, even though I wish that could happen. The NFC East Chronicles are teams' projected starters, 22 of them, all 22. The NBA discussing the playoffs, how to fix the Lakers, and more. Also, MLB, Dubz, doubles and double plays. Also, win, loss, or pause, NBA coaching availabilities. Also, this episode's Crash Dummy. The Grapevine, can Bron ever be the GOAT? Also, some either or thrown in between, and the joke of the episode. Now, let's kick it right off the tee with the NFL, y'all. All right. Dallas Cowboys special teams coach lost his father on Tuesday to a heart attack a couple of Tuesdays ago at age of 71 years young. A great coach who took the Giants to a Super Bowl and was also named Coach of the Year in 1997. Yeah. We lost a great man and a player's coach, by the way. So Michael Strahan and others had spoke about him. Our thoughts and prayers are with you and your family at this moment in time of grieving. From the GPS family to yours, we give our condolences and rest in peace. R.I.P. Coach Jim Fossil. All right. So, Julio flies the coop to become a real giant, a titan. So, Falcons trade Julio Jones to the Titans, and this is a win, I see, for the Titans, or is it a loss for the Falcons? Or JJ, what do y'all say? Before y'all get into that, we'll let you go first, Dubz. Go ahead.
All right. Definitely a win for the Titans.
Mm-hmm.
And definitely a loss for the Falcons, at least for this season, because all the assets that they're getting in the trade won't come in until 2022. So,
Oh, wow. Okay.
but but
Excuse me.
I love the trade simply because he wasn't traded to an NFC team.
Yeah.
Specifically to an NFC
Keep
East
him-
team.
Yeah, keep him away.
We don't see him
from-
week one.
Right.
Man.
Exactly. And we don't see him when we meet them. We just see Pitts and Ridley.
That's
So,
right. That's right. So
Deuces.
yeah, I mean, Tennessee has to. They have to play around with somebody with some money here or there to fit him in to their salary cap.
True.
But that's easy to do. So, but Tennessee has their big three. They have their little form of the version of the triplet. So we'll see how it goes, man.
We'll see how the quarterback pans out.
Yeah.
Who's his backup, by the way, now that Mariota's been gone?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know.
So,
I really don't
Whoever-
I really don't think Ryan Tannehill will put together 3 solid years consecutively. I really don't.
I don't see that. I'm not completely sold on him. And last year he kind of, stunk it up when it came to the playoffs, if you ask me. So
his last name is Woodside, their
okay.
second quarterback.
Well, if that's his name, we don't know him, and therefore y'all better
Logan
get
Woodside. Yeah,
y'all better get somebody respectable back in there. Unless
I don't know who Logan Woodside is. Never heard of him. This is my first time even hearing his name.
Right.
Another wannabe quarterback on an NFL roster when he has no goddamn right to be in the NFL, period.
Right.
In relation to other people that have every right to be in the NFL.
Right now, Kaepernick is rolling over in his bed, saying, "What happened to me? What happened to me?" Anyway,
illusion, baby.
Yeah, it is. B, you want to add in?
All right. So yes, as I'm gonna some of the stuff sounds a little similar to what Dubz said, but this puts the AFC South back in to the fold of the Titans might win it again this season. No, they might win it again after losing it last season.
Okay.
Because that combination of what AJ Brown, Julio Jones, and Derrick Henry. Good luck in the division. Like that's all I gotta say. Like you gotta cover both of them, then you gotta worry about Derrick Henry coming out the backfield. Oh my goodness! Like have fun. I'm glad I don't have to see that twice a year at all.
Right.
But yeah, and that's also funny because Carson is in that division. So yeah, you're gonna have your work cut out for you. Because I don't know who have deep in that receiver core, but they're gonna have to put in some work to get that division back. But it also is a huge loss for the Falcons. I feel like Kyle Pitts is going to get more attention now because Julio was going to be the main guy, really was going to be the second guy, and Pitts is going to be the alternate. Now you're going to have really the main guy getting the most focus, and then Pitts is going to get the second best. And I don't know how good the rookie's going to fare against one of a number 2 corner on someone's defense, on the opposing defense. So it's going to put more pressure on Matt Ryan, of course, and I'm just glad I'm going to see Julio Jones week 1. That's the best part about this all together.
Right. I want to see what Ridley looks like as a number 1.
Yeah, it's going to put him on the spot. Yeah, it's definitely going to put him on the spot to get the top defender on the opposing defense. So we're going to see if he's really about that life this season or he was just good because Julio was on the other side.
True.
He's also in and out of being available. So he's good for missing 4 games a season. So
who knows?
He's got to be consistent.
Yeah. All right. So I'll add in. I believe it's a win for Julio because he won it out, and by this he is now on a contender. So long, dirty birds. Sorry, Jameer. But look on the bright side. Y'all got some future draft picks and a healthy Mr. Kyle Pitts. That's all I can say for them. But Julio is usually gonna get hurt. So hamstring issues at that age, man.
Yes,
It's the inevitable. So check it out.
Frank was the desperado, used to rock the all-black Movado, the all-black Eldorado, all that and a bottle of Don B. Niggas can't harm me, I keep the on me.
Is Brooklyn in the house? Not anymore.
Everybody yap about, check it out. Guns, I bust them. Problems with my wife, don't discuss them. Coops and lid jets, I lust them. Fingerprints, I dust them. Reach the address. Stuck you for your stash in your pissy mattress. Your mom's an actress, didn't want to show me the safe.
It's okay.
She was on anyway.
All right, y'all. The NFC East Chronicles is back. Who will be your team's 22 starters to begin the 2021 season? I'll let you take that, Dubz.
So, if you were to look up the Washington football team's depth chart, it's pretty set, with the exception of one thing that I would change, and I expect that this change will be made. So on offense, we have Ryan Fitzpatrick at quarterback.
Fitzmagic?
Yep. At running back, Antonio Gibson, the rookie from last year, who this year will go over 1,000 yards.
Okay.
And will probably hit 1,000 rushing and 400 receiving.
Okay, I thought you meant combined. Okay, all right, go ahead.
Oh, no. And 15 touchdowns, but anyway. We have at wide receiver, Terry McLaurin. Terry, as he's known. At the other wide receiver, we have Curtis Samuel, Mr. Speed. At our slot receiver, we have Adam Humphries. So, excuse me. At tight end, second season with the Washington football team, Logan Thomas, who is the most underrated tight end in all of the NFL.
Is he at the U, whatever?
I don't think he's at tight end U, but
okay.
They didn't want any brothers like they didn't want Tim Tebow.
It's true.
He praying all day.
Yeah, that's right. Right. At left tackle, the newly signed Charles Leno Jr. that we picked up after he was released from the Bears.
Okay.
Left guard, Wes Schweitzer, who is our own draft pick. He's been at the team for about 4 seasons. Center, Chase Roulier, who toward the end of last season signed a new extension. I think it was like 5 years, close to $30-something million. So he's set. At right guard, Brandon Scherf, our all-pro. And most highly rated offensive lineman. And right tackle, Cornelius Lucas.
Okay.
Now, the one change I would make there is Wes Schweitzer at left guard. I think our starting left guard is going to be Eric Flowers, who we picked up in the offseason when the trade with Miami. In 2019, he had a really good season, a makeup season with Washington after being picked up from the Giants. So, and then he took that and parlayed it into a nice contract with the Dolphins, but then the Dolphins traded him back to us. So that's our offense.
Okay.
And just to give everybody an update, at this point, Ryan Fitzpatrick is going into training camp as the number one.
Yep.
And we'll see what happens, but I'm all right with him, and I'll be all right with him or Heineke at number 1. So,
who do you think though would be?
I think it'll be Fitzpatrick.
Well, not for week 1, but let's say week 3. You still think it will be him if he slips up a little bit, if he struggles a little bit?
I'll give it week 4.
Okay, if he struggles at all,
yeah,
any of those 4 games,
yeah,
look for a change. Okay.
So, and again, look at how long they went with Haskins last year before they made a change.
Yeah, but I think that was more or less because of Daniel Snyder. They felt like they need to give that guy a chance. I'll tell you what, though, I was listening to a local program, and they was asking your running back, Gibson, about the quarterback position. And like, oh, you know, it was kind of like, oh, are you happy to have Fitzpatrick here? And he wasn't all, his answer was kind of like, he was like, well, yeah, but, you know, Heineke's not that, I look forward to whoever, you know what I mean? Like, he didn't give him a going endorsement.
Yeah.
So I'm letting you
Saw
know
that.
now. He
I
let
saw
something
that.
out. He let something out.
Yeah,
If
something
one
out.
man struggles at all, I think they like Heineke. I think he likes Heineke.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I would not be surprised if most of the team likes Heineke because for the first time in a long time, the Washington football team is a fairly young team.
Mhm.
And they're one of the youngest rosters in the NFL. And
True.
so why do we have this 38-year-old beard down to his chest guy running QB1? So
Curmudgeon.
yeah. So hopefully Fitzpatrick can earn their trust.
Mhm.
But by the time he earns their trust, he'll throw 3 interceptions.
Blow some leads. Like, hey,
Yes.
what happened to Fitzmagic?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Put
on the
your hands on his
defensive
hips.
side,
Head
Mhm.
down.
you know what? Our defense is so good. You two gents can probably call out our starters on defense.
True that. It ain't gonna be much of a change, but I wouldn't tinker with it too much.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You got defensive end Chase Young, defensive end Montez Sweat, left tackle Jonathan Allen, who's about to sign a long-term contract.
Mhm.
Right tackle Deron Payne.
Mhm.
Linebackers, our new rookie linebacker, first-round draft pick Jamin Davis,
Yep.
and John Bostic, the Red Rocket Killer.
Mhm. Yeah, I remember him.
Yeah, so you got John Bostic is at middle linebacker. At Sam linebacker, you got Cole Holcomb. And at left cornerback, Kendall Fuller. Strong safety, Landon Collins. Free safety, Cameron Curl, who filled in for Collins at strong safety last season. Now he moves to free safety. And at right cornerback, the free agent acquisition, William Jackson III. Our defense is going to be nasty.
Yeah.
I
They
said it
definitely
before,
said
and
that
I
jamming
said
guy was going to be in there.
yeah, we are loaded, man.
Yeah. All right. So that sounds like a solid, 22. You know what you're talking about. So Redskin fans, Washington football team fans, you definitely want to mark that down. And if you think that he might be wrong, we'll see. But I think he's on point with that. Yeah. And
we should start calling them the Warriors now.
right. I think they tried to. I heard something this week about them. What is it? Getting that name right
Trade.
and getting that trade name, and then they wouldn't do it. It would only give them the Washington Football Club. I'm like, wow. I didn't know someone else had that already. Yeah. So yeah, we might as well start calling them the Warriors now.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Sounds like a plan. Chris B and his Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Kelly
Yeah,
season,
shout out. Rest. Yeah, man. That's a great man right there. Jerome Brown, baby.
Yes.
Oh yeah. All right, so I'm gonna point out some cool things about the depth chart, and of course, I'm gonna give you my starters.
Okay.
Of course, QB1 is Jalen Hurts, number one. Miles Sanders, running back. You already know he's gonna be a starter. 1K season, baby. Maybe even I say 15K. I mean 1500. I'll go farther than that.
Ambitious.
I'm just throwing that out there. Rookie of the year, Devontae Smith. Let's start there as well.
Okay.
And then you got your boy Jalen Reagor, second year man on the other side. Slot guy, Greg Ward. Interesting about this depth chart has behind Greg Ward in the slot, JJ Arcega-Whiteside. Interesting. I don't think he's a slot receiver, but they already talked about him moving toward the slot this season. Sirianni might have some things up his sleeve. We'll see what happens.
They have a breakout year. Never know.
Yeah. Hey, I would love it. I would want him to do something, please. You've been here how long?
Make that pick count.
Yes. Prove them wrong
Right.
for the DK Metcalf thing. But yeah, that's not gonna happen. Starting tight end, Dallas Goedert, of course. And then our left tackle, future Pro Bowler, Jordan Mailata. Left guard, Isaac Seumalo. Yeah, he's a shaky guy, but I like Herbig behind him. He's our second string left guard. Herbig did a pretty good job filling in last season, so even if Sam Allen does begin to mess up like he will always do, Herbig is going to clean up the mess. Center, our vet, the best, always all pro, Jason Kelsey. Welcome back. On the right guard, Brandon Brooks, another all pro. Right tackle, Lane Johnson. Oh, another one. Oh gosh, another all pro.
Lane's back.
Paved the lane. We ready, baby. All I hear is pancakes on that O-line. That's all I hear.
All right.
It's breakfast time. And on defense, left defensive end, of course, the great Brandon Graham. Wasn't that strip sack, man. It's still historic to me on Tom Brady. Still plays on my mind from time to time. It's just great. Love it. Of course, defensive tackle Fletcher Cox, and behind him, our rookie Milton Williams. And then other D tackle will be Javon Hargrave, the guy we acquired from the Steelers the season before, who everyone touted to be the next great on the Eagles defensive line. He did have a shaky start last season, but I want him to really dig in and show us that his acquisition will put us over the top and make us the highest sack defensive line getter in the NFL this upcoming season. Right defensive end, Derek Barnett, of course. And behind him, Josh Sweat, another guy that everyone should watch out for. One of my favorites. But you know,
is he related to Sweat?
Yeah,
the other Sweat?
Yeah, this you said what?
Is he related to Dubz Sweat, the guy?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Yeah, they would have.
Yeah, but it's funny because we have two D linemen in NFC East with the last name Sweat. It is funny. Linebacker, Alex Singleton, and then Eric Wilson, and then cornerback Darius Slay, and then other side will be Craig James. Behind Craig James will be our rookie Zach McPherson. So we'll see how that works out. Hopefully they don't let him start. And slot cornerback will be Avonte Maddox because he's not that good. He's not that guy on the outside. He's just not that guy to me. I don't think so. I think free safety Anthony Harris. Of course, we got him from the Vikings. And strong safety will be Rodney McLeod coming back from his injury as well. That will be my all 22. We do still have the rookie Sean Bradley and Jacoby Stevens as third string linebackers. I still want to see our young talent and Davion Taylor. Sean Bradley and Davion were last year's draft. So I'm talking about, yeah. We'll see what happens with them. But I definitely can't wait to see the combination of Eric Wilson and Alex Singleton. Singleton can shoot that gap really well. He's just not really good at coverage, but Eric Wilson is a very good cover linebacker.
You're going to need them linebackers to cover.
Yeah, because all we got is Slay. And can we please sign Steven Nelson? Please.
I mean, going up against your your tight ends during practice should definitely prepare them. I mean, if you got to go up against Goddard and Ertz,
funny story about that,
man.
Ertz is at as so far he's listed as the bottom of the depth chart on tight ends. I don't know if they're trying to get rid of him.
But if you're trying to get rid of him, you put him at the bottom. I don't think that's good for your trade.
I don't understand. It's just weird. I think he hasn't showed up. I don't know. I don't know the Zach Ertz parallels right now, but either we trade him, don't release him. Just don't release him. That's all I want. I don't care if it's a fifth rounder. Get something for this man.
Get something for him, not for free.
Releasing him outright would be essentially a trade between Washington and Philly.
Basically,
Philly gets Ryan Kerrigan, and Washington gets Zach Ertz.
Basically.
Yeah, the not unofficial trade. Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
I ain't forgot.
So I definitely think if he gets released, he's staying in the division. I know that for sure.
Oh yeah. And we're snatching him.
All right, y'all. So we heard y'all. Before I give my answer, I want to shout out Dave Chappelle because he told a joke about the LGBTQ community, and I liken it to our NFC East division, but I'll call it the CWGE, okay? The C, the C's, are driving, who are Cowboys, are driving, and the G's are riding shotgun, which are the Giants. And along the way, they pick up the W's and the E's. One thing that the G's, W's, and E's all have in common is that they can't stand the C's because the C's have the most Super Bowl wins with 5 in the division. The G's, however, have the second most with 4, but none of them think they really deserve the last 2. That means all of us. Tyree's helmet catch versus the Patriots, et cetera, et cetera. The W's have 3, but the last time they won was so long ago that we don't even remember it, Pete.
Yeah, I've since gotten gray in my.
Yeah. Being desperate, they even brought back Hall of Fame coach Joe Gibbs to recreate those burgundy and gold glory days. And he underachieved and soiling his legacy in the process, setting him back to racing cars. And last, and yes, the least, are the E's with 1. Sorry, Dub. Sorry, B. And yes, like people with new money, they are making dumb purchases and don't know how to act.
Hey, at least we got one. I don't care. I'm fine. At least we got one. I'm fine.
All right, but at least y'all the last one. Like Dub said, the last time we won one, I didn't have gray in my beard. I don't even think I had a beard.
I get to watch. I got to watch the whole game, the whole playoff run, all of that. It was just
I couldn't
magical.
even grow a beard.
It's magical. It's the greatest.
All right, so offense. Obviously, QB, the $160 million man.
You better play like it.
Dak is back. Running back, Zeke, the freak. Wide receiver 1, Amari Cooper. We all know that. Slot, CeeDee Lamb. We know that. Outside receiver, Michael Gallup. The 2 receiver can be interchanged. It doesn't matter. Tight end, Dalton Schultz. O-line, left tackle, Tyron Smith. Right tackle, Leo Collins. Left guard, Connor Williams. Right guard, Zach Martin, Pro Bowler and future Hall of Famer, along with my man Smith. Center, Tyler Badass Badiez. So that's for the offense, all 11 of them. All right, Cowboy fans. Now we're moving on to the defense, the revamped defense by one Mr. Cohen. Hopefully his lucky charms are delicious. Defensive line, left defensive end, D-Law. Right defensive end, Randy, smoke weed every day, Gregory. Defensive tackle, Neville Brothers Gallimore. Playing to the beat of his hits, great hits, such as Brothers Keepers, Voodoo, Eagles, Falcons, Cardinals. Oh, my bad. It's Bird on a Wire. Tell it like it is, and Fearless. Okay. Defensive tackle, Cubo, Quentin Bohanna. Linebacker, Sam linebacker, Michael Parsons, number 1 pick for us in the recent draft. The will linebacker, Jalen Smith. And middle linebacker, Leighton Wolf Hunter. Van Der Esch. He's back from all those, injuries and stuff to reclaim his fame and go back to the Pro Bowl. Also, defensive backs, we have Trayvon, can you dig it, Diggs? And we got, on the other side, locking it down as a rookie, that is, Kelvin YKDV, Bossman Fats, that's his rap name, Joseph. And free safety, we have Donovan Wilson. And strong safety, we have DeMonte KZ. Okay, I'm gonna let y'all in on a little secret because
where's Neil?
Neil? He'll be subbed in with some of the other guys. He ain't a starter.
Whatever.
Because he's gonna start in front of Leighton Vander Esch, Jalen Smith. I don't think so. All right, because of the C word, our trio of receivers are going to be compared to Kyrie, KD, and Harden. Going on 4 seasons in the same offense is called continuity. That's the C word. Getting over slow starts and turnovers will be another great adjustment that should catapult this dangerous offense that will be unleashed onto the NFL's defenses. Starting off with Tom Brady's Bucks first, the Super Bowl Bucks. Okay.
Good luck.
So go and get your microwave popcorn ready so you don't miss this quick striking air assault that will be on display in 2021. The D will be much improved because of the M word, free agents, and our many 2021 draft picks on that side of the ball. Also, many defenders returning from last year want to get rid of that nasty, ugly stain. So motivation will be the M word, okay? And the driving force behind a resurging defense in Big D. I've got a different feeling about these Cowboys that seem to be authentic. Beware, NFL. It's on, baby. So, you know what? This is how I feel about it. Can you feel it? Because I can feel it. All right, real quick, man. I know y'all ain't feeling me, but y'all will feel me once the season gets started. I'll be replaying some of these things so y'all can understand that he knew what he was talking about. Yeah. Who gets the key to drive off the showroom floor in the 2021 season opener? Cam or Mac for the New England Patriots? Who y'all got? Oh. Let me get y'all numbers real quick. Got you first, Dubs. What's that, a 5? Oh, middle of the pack, baby. And I got B. Well, you got it, B. 6. Oh, go ahead, B.
It's Cam. Cam is starting. They got the free agents. They got all the weapons. They got everything he needs to be a lot better than he was last season. So he's gonna get a shot first, and give it what 2-3 games. If he's not putting up the numbers or not showing any success of any sort, then Mac Jones might be. Yeah, it's definitely Mac.
All right.
But starting week 1, definitely Cam.
All right. Who you got, Dubs?
I got Cam.
Cam? Okay.
Cam. Yeah.
Cam. Yeah, I got Cam.
The thing with New England is both of their quarterbacks are bargains right now. They're both less than $6 million a year. So that's a bargain in the NFL today. So
that's that filing basement shopping.
That's right.
It's true.
Gotcha, Mac. You'll be backing Cam up. All right, so that's a clean sweep in that. All right, Andy Dalton or Justin Fields? B.
Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
I don't think Andy Dalton's ready to start. Not with that dynamic rookie waiting to get his NFL debut.
You might throw.
I don't know. If you start Andy Dalton week 1, you really must trust him because I just don't think that's going to happen.
Okay. Dubs, who you got?
Man, they have no choice but to go with Justin Fields. I mean, no disrespect to Andy Dalton, but they got to go with the young guy. Okay. Take their lumps now. Let's be honest. They're not a playoff contender. They're not a close to winning their division.
Well, if what's name doesn't come back, you never know. That bad man.
Yeah, but if he doesn't come back, and you can, what does that mean? That means you can win a division with only 9 wins.
9 and 8 sounds about right. So y'all don't see Andy Dalton getting that old thing back, and reclaiming his glory years when he was, a decent to above decent quarterback in the I think AFC Central, was it?
No. When you look at their first 5 games, on the road at the Vikings, home against the Giants, on the road at Seattle, home against the Vikings, and then on the road against the Packers. Okay. Andy, it doesn't matter who's starting. They're probably going to start out 1-4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So baptism by fire.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I, on the other hand, will break this sweep because I'm going with Andy Red Firecracker Dalton. The reason why is just what you just said, Dubs. They don't want to throw the rookie in there and have him lose confidence, you know? So at least let him see how it's being done, whether it be the right way or the wrong way for a couple of games, and then have, you know, the pressure of, oh, get Justin Fields on the field, you know, and see how, you know, it pans out at that point. But to start off the season as a rookie, I don't think they're going to do that. They don't want to, you know, hurt his confidence like that. So I will go with the Red Firecracker, not the Red Rocket. All right. Moving on. Fitzpatrick or Heineke? Who you say, B?
Fitzpatrick's going to start week 1.
Yeah.
Just NFL. This is just NFL starter journeyman.
Yeah.
They got the weapons. They got the defense. So defense can clean him up if he messes up. Get him back on. But unless Fitzpatrick like lays an egg in camp, he's getting the start.
Dubs. I think you already alluded to that.
Yeah.
Fitzpatrick.
Start. Yeah.
The
beginning of our schedule is kind of steep. So yeah. But
I don't give him a chance. You know, they brought him over. Yeah. So that's a clean sweep, y'all. I got Fitzpatrick. It's either Fitztragic or Magic. We will find out. Week 1 through 3, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. A-Rod or B-Love? Who y'all got?
Well, if Aaron Rodgers is on the roster, you know who's starting.
Right.
It's Aaron Rodgers.
But do you think he's going to be there?
And here's the thing. Even if A-Rod does not show up until the morning of their first game, he still starts.
I agree. Like the whole
Get in there.
It does not matter. You're going in.
I can see that.
We love you, but we don't love you like that.
We love you like that, baby.
Not showing love any love.
Yeah. So it all depends on whether or not he's there. But for some reason, I don't think he's bluffing, man. I think he might just, you know, tell them, hey, sit and spin. I'm going for B-Love. You know, just have him start it off and see what we have. And if not, then we resort to begging, kicking and crying. Please come back. All right. You gave yours, right? You said B-Love, or who'd you say, Dubs?
A-Rod.
A-Rod? Okay, so you think he's coming back. All right. Yeah. Tyrod, I don't like needles, even though I'm a Taylor, or Deshaun, I need a deep tissue massage, Watson. Who y'all got?
That's a tough one.
Pending any case or any lawsuits or anything, NFL suspensions, it's going to be Deshaun. I haven't really heard much about any legal issues right now. And I think it was reported that he might not even see the case until after this season or this upcoming season. Right. So if there's no court cases or anything going down, then Deshaun's getting the start. You know how the NFL is. We're not going.
A lot of teams don't even want to touch him. They're like, we don't know what's going on, so we don't want to get some damaged goods. So, you know, stay where you at.
He doesn't want to be in Houston. So
yeah, but you still want to pick up that 40 million.
He's not going anywhere now.
You want to pick up that 40 million, you better suit up. Get out there and be somebody.
It's going to be more of a redemption move for him anyway. He's got to win back some type of fandom.
Who you got, Dubs?
Yeah, I got Deshaun.
Deshaun, yeah.
I wanted to keep Tyler.
Oh, it's good.
Yeah, I got Mr. Watson.
Houston fans all next season, good and terrible.
Good and terrible. I got him. All right, Jimmy G String Garoppolo or Trey Sir Lancelot Lance. Who you got, B?
It's gonna be Jimmy G.
Jimmy G.
Until Jimmy, barring any injury or barring any meltdown of the first 4 weeks, it's gonna be Jimmy G. And I think Shanahan is chomping at the bit to have Trey Lance play. I'm not gonna lie. It feels like that. The way the Niners were going about the whole trade up, trade down type thing before the draft, they get Trey Lance. Oh yeah, Shanahan wants Trey Lance to play, but it's gonna be Jimmy G.
Right. Yeah. Dubs.
I go with Jimmy G.
Jimmy G.
Yeah, I look at the first 4 games in their schedule. The first 2 games are on the road, and then the next 2 games are at home. And it goes Lions, Eagles, Packers, Seahawks.
Okay.
If I'm Shanahan, I'm sitting down with Jimmy G and I'm saying, look, I love you. You got 4 games. 4 games.
Show me what
2
you
on
got.
the road and 2 at home. Show me what you got.
Show me what you
I'm
got.
satisfied with what I see. I'm yanking.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense. You finally got the guy and waiting in the wings. They touted him a lot in the draft, and it was like, yeah, he's
he
that
did
guy.
take him to a Super Bowl, so I mean,
yeah,
they're gonna have to roll with that. And like I said, it's these young quarterbacks are very, very, how would I say? It's like a bowl in a china shop. You know, you don't want to rattle them early on. You know, let them see how it's being done. Let them catch up to the speed of the game, what's going on, and then get him out there. So I would say, even though he's Jimmy G string, baby.
I'm plotting. I'm plotting on going to that home opener against the Niners because I need to see. I need to see that boy Hurts go to work. I need to see this Vontae go to work. I need to see all of it.
Okay.
All live.
All right. So apparently that tells me what you think. Jalen Hurts, Wentz Hurts, or average Joe Flacco. He's just an average Joe. Who you got?
It's obvious gonna be Jalen Hurts, but I'll give you another one. We also signed Nick Mullins. So if Joe Flacco,
that's right.
So Joe Flacco might lose his second string.
Might be third string. Damn.
He might be third string.
He might be trade bait or something.
Yeah. So look out for that because Nick Mullins did put up numbers when he was with the Niners. It's funny.
Yeah.
So and I actually love the signing. I love the signing of Nick Mullins. And just in case we might have some quarterback conundrum, he might be able to shoulder some of the load if we have problems, but I don't think we will. But I think Joe Flacco will be a third string.
Right. Dubs.
It's no brainer. Jalen Hurts, man.
Jalen. Yeah, it's a no-brainer. Jalen. Clean sweep on that. All right. Teddy B or Drew, he ain't no lock.
This is Carolina, right?
Nah, this is Denver.
Oh, Denver. I mean, Teddy Bridgewater does have inconsistencies, but I don't think it's inconsistent as Drew Lock. And it's a change of scenery for Teddy, so he could be on a different grind type, and he could be on a different type of time altogether, ready to just prove himself for the third time because he had his chance in Minnesota. He just, the kicker missed the kick in the playoffs, and then went to what? He was back up in New Orleans, went to Carolina, and just didn't. Nothing came together. I think when McCaffrey went down, it really hurt their offense as well. So I'm like, they got everything they need in Denver for him. I think he definitely outplays Drew Lock, and he gets the start.
Okay. Dubs.
Teddy B, every day, all day.
Teddy B?
Yeah.
Well, I put a spin on it, but it's still a clean sweep. It's Teddy B because I believe that this guy, Fangio, he doesn't want to lose his job. And by starting Drew, he ain't no lock. You might just lose your job if you start him right away. If you say, okay, here's the keys and, something goes wrong. But if you start Teddy B, which neither of them you drafted, if Teddy B struggles, then you bring in Lock and you can say, hey, I didn't bring this bum in here. It was your GM quarterback guy. I got an eye for quarterbacks. John Elway, who brought him in. So at least give me an extra line a year. Let me draft a quarterback and see what I can come up with. So clean sweep on Teddy B. All right. Who is more salty with their head coach? James Robinson, the Jaguars running back, or Chiefs Le'Veon Bell with Andy Reid? B.
Le'Veon Bell. because I'm like, the way he slandered Andy Reid is, I'll never play for him again. I'm just like, sheesh, you know, he's a pretty good coach and he has a ring.
Like,
I'm like, come on now.
He's like, I don't give a wing.
I'm like, you know, your boy in Jacksonville is gonna get the play. So I'm like, Le'Veon, I mean, I understand. You came like you came in like what, almost what, mid-season? Or was it? Did he even start the season with them?
No, he came over late, almost close to playoff time.
You thought you just gonna get plugged and play. I'm like,
right.
Come on, man.
He came over from the Jets. I think he should have gone to Buffalo, though. That's where he made his mistake. And I think we're all calling for him to go to Buffalo. But, you know, he went there, and I think they like the rookie a little bit more than him and the other guys that they have. So we'll see.
Yeah. And this is the thing. Like, Le'Veon was what? Probably going to be on the way out anyway. So why would he even invest any major time into him if he was going to be gone? Right. The rookie they're trying to develop. They're trying to get into their offense. They're trying to get behind, get another weapon for Mahomes. So I'm like, I understand. But don't slander Andy Reid, bro. Like, you can't do that.
Nah. He's an OG. Dubs.
Exactly.
Yeah, definitely Le'Veon Bell. to the detriment of his career. Le'Veon Bell.
Yes. Might have just ended it all for him.
Yeah.
Andy Reid's too well respected for him to come out of his mouth like that. And then he tried to walk it back a day later. It's like the damage is done.
It's already done.
Yeah.
So, and he knows that you know, if you can't, it's certain guys like the guy in his protege with Baltimore. Like, if you can't play with them, you're gonna have a hard time fitting in other locker rooms.
Yeah.
And this is what Earl Thomas found out. So, you know, be careful what you say, what you do, who you flick the bird to. You know, Pete Carroll. You know, it might come back to bite you in the ass. Definitely. All right. Well, look, I'm gonna break this clean sweep.
Yeah.
Huh?
Le'Veon's a free agent, isn't he?
Good question.
You said Le'Veon's.
He must be. Yeah, he must be.
I think
that's why he's talking that smack.
So as a franchise, if you're going to say something bad like that about someone as well respected as Andy Reid, why would I invest my penny in your money?
Right. Yeah, like that man hasn't gone through enough.
Yeah.
However, I'm going to break this up, right? It would have been a clean sweep. I'm going to go with Jaguars James Robinson, because after the year he had last year, for a coach to come in and not be like, you know, you're the man and you're going to be a big part of this offense, and you go draft Etienne, you know, his college teammate, I'll be a little salty because you're cutting into my yardage, and I don't know how his contract is structured, but you messing with my money. You know, I'm using the better word. I'm not using the F word. All right, so yeah. That's how it goes for either or. Now we are. Yeah, he's back. The Major League Report with my man Dubz. Double play, doubles and double plays. Kick it.
Hey, better.
Swing.
Better. But be careful, because that ball you swing at may have sticky stuff on it.
Yeah, I heard about that rule. They're checking for it now.
Take your pants down. Let me check it.
That's right.
That's wild.
Right. So hats off to one Garrett Cole, pitcher of the New York Yankees. The segment's called Dubz, doubles, and double plays, but it should be called Dubz triples, because when someone asks you a question, you have three possible answers: yes, no, or I decline to answer.
Yeah.
Next question.
Next question, please.
Well, and we learned for Garrett Cole not being able to answer a simple question with either yes, no, or no answer, we are where we are with this sticky stuff dilemma in baseball. And so, to give you a little bit of understanding of this whole thing, the sticky substances that pitchers use, they use them so that they can get a better grip on the ball, specifically on their four-seam fastball and on their curveball. Because the sticky stuff, if you use the sticky stuff with a better grip, the ball spins a certain number of rotations in the air, and those rotations decide whether it curves this way, curves that way, the whole 9 yards. So, so the more grip you have on the ball, the more rotations, the more spinning, the more the ball breaks left, right, middle, and whatever. So, so that's why they use the sticky stuff. Okay, they've been using it for years. It's one of those unwritten things in baseball, which there's a long list of unwritten things in baseball, right?
Mm-hmm.
So now we are where we are, you know, and remember, we came into this year with the pitchers having the upper hand because batters are getting negative instructions from batting instructors to the point where pitching is well ahead of the hitters this season. And it's been trending that way for maybe the last 3 seasons. So now, and here's the bigger part of this that a lot of people aren't openly discussing, but they know it's going to come to fruition.
Okay.
Look at who the big free agents will be at the end of this season. They're all hitters. So if their numbers are lower this year, then they won't be able to garner the big, huge contracts in free agency. They'll still be huge because it's baseball and every penny is guaranteed.
But it won't be astronomical.
Yeah, but it won't be astronomical. So, so a lot of pitchers are chiming in and saying, this is Major League Baseball's way of trying to balance the playing field come free agency to keep free agent salaries low.
Makes sense.
Makes sense. There are pitchers coming out saying, now that I'm switching to the sticky, now that I can't use the sticky stuff, then guess what? You're going to open me up to injury. And you're going to open me up to my numbers being worse. And if my numbers are worse, then I can't get as much money in free agency either. So, so we'll see how it turns out, man. It's but you know, way to go, Garrett Cole. It all started with that one interview just like 4 weeks ago. You could have given a very simple answer and you didn't, and now it's turned into a mushroom cloud.
It's a sticky situation.
It's a sticky yes, indeed. So we'll see how this whole thing materializes. And now we have the you have the penalties for using the stuff now.
Right.
If you're checked and they find it. But there's balance in the universe, because if a manager decides that he wants a player to be checked, a pitcher to be checked, and he has reasonable cause, and they find that they don't find anything, then that manager's up for ejection. So
Joe Girardi was
Joe Girardi, that's what happened to him the other night. Yeah. His reasonable cause was, I've been watching Matt Scherzer pitch for years, and I've never seen him wipe his head so much. Oh, it was a hot night. It's a hot, humid night in DC. He's sweating. Wow. So Joe Girardi, you know what? You just lost some street cred when you come out and something like that.
Dumb.
Yeah. So, so the other night they were joking that I think Scherzer was razzing with what's the guy that used to play for the Nationals, now plays for the Phillies? Bryce Harper.
Bryce. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, say that they should check Bryce Harper's hair, because he has this full head of long hair. And and he's not a pitcher, but they should check him anyway. So so
George Brett, Pine Tar on your bat, man.
Right. Oh, and I'm glad you said that, because pine tar is one of the substances that they use.
Right.
Yeah.
They haven't gone away from that.
Yeah, they haven't gone away from it at all. So.
Wow.
So that's, I mean, the biggest thing in baseball right now is the sticky substance thing. So there's a brief explanation on what it does, how it does, and why we are where we are. We'll do a quick update on where we are in the standings.
Okay.
We are about 75 games in. Okay. So we're close to the halfway point. So we meet that halfway point, we'll have Pete's halfway heroes.
All right.
So
Yes.
yes, so a little award show, maybe for
Okay.
half season award show. So,
I
but for
like.
right now, some of these divisions are really tight. The Red Sox, there's 4 games separating the Red Sox, Tampa Bay Rays, and the Yankees in the American League East.
Mm-hmm.
In the Central, 2.5 games separating the first place White Sox and the Cleveland Indians. In the American League West, we're right back to the same old gunslinging mentality. The Houston Astros and the Oakland A's are going neck and neck. There's a 1.5 game separates those two teams in the West. In the National League East, the Mets and the Nationals, there's a 4-game.
Nationals making that run.
They're staying afloat, man. You know,
Yeah.
what? 20 games into the season, they were talking about trading Scherzer. Then he came back from a brief stay on the DL, and they've been even keel since then. So
even the Yankees making
yeah.
a run.
Right. The Yankees have been up and down. They started out 5-10, and then they've been on a crazy run.
They always do that.
On an 8-game losing streak, and now they're back in it. So,
Right.
So we'll see if they keep it up. In the National League Central, only half a game separates the Milwaukee Brewers in first place and the Chicago Cubs in second. And the Reds are 4.5 behind the Brewers. So I tell you, the National League West, that's where it is, man. We thought the Dodgers were going to run away with this division after winning it all last year.
Yeah.
We thought the Padres would put up a little bit of a fight.
But who saw
Nobody thought about the San Francisco Giants, and look at where they are. They have a 4-game lead on the Dodgers and a 4.5-game lead on the Padres. And honestly, I think the Giants right now are doing what's happening in the National League East is kind of similar to the old NFC East. We all beat each other up.
Yep.
The Giants are just sitting back and watching the Dodgers and the Padres beat each other up. So, but you know what? I still have my faith in the Dodgers. I think they're going to pull through. If they don't win the division, they'll at least be a wild card, and anything can happen at that point. So
anything.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So again, we'll see how it materializes. Looking forward to the half point heroes.
Yeah.
Next episode. So
okay.
So that's MLB.
Hey, bada. Swing. Bada. All right, what we got here? We have some NBA news we're going to jump into. The NBA acronym stands for No Boys Allowed. Y'all know y'all heard that before. And yeah, man.
Why didn't let John Wall in then?
Yeah, hey, but I heard he might be heading maybe to Boston, or even to, I'll save the other one for later. Gotcha. But let's talk about how do you fix the Lakers? I don't know. I'll start with B though.
Go ahead, B.
You fix them by letting those free agents walk.
Mm-hmm.
Getting something for Kyle Kuzma because clearly he is not a playoff guy.
No.
Let AD and LeBron rest up as much as possible and get you some more solid shooters. And that's about it. The defense is fine. You need their offense is the problem.
Yeah.
They need a more consistent offense. You just can't be here gaming. You can't be here a game here and in 2 games you're off. And then come back another. Like you can't do that. You got to, especially in the playoffs. You got to be on every night. Yeah. Every time you go to the play, every time you play in a series. So they just need to retool a lot of those guys. Let Schroeder walk. Let Harrell walk. Trade Kuzma. Get some pieces for Kuzma. Get some solid shooters. That's what you have to worry about. Just offense. Worry about your offense. Your defense is fine. Vogel's defensive genius. You need offense. That's all you need.
True. Dubz.
So there are 2 options, 2 options for the Lakers. And one of them takes care of everything, their offensive problems and adds to their defense. and that is letting those guys walk, trading Kuzma, and creating enough salary space to invite Damian Lillard. Okay?
Oh my
That's number
goodness.
one.
That would be big.
Yeah, that's number that's plan A. But if plan A don't work, we got a plan B.
Okay.
Plan B is still let those guys walk, still trade Kuzma. What you could do is you can trade those guys and Kuzma for one Ben Simmons.
No.
Hmm.
No.
Well,
Because that's
I don't want Ben
Ben
Simmons.
Simmons to make the open
he'll
three.
be an upgrade from what they have. I mean,
He would be, yeah.
I mean, yeah, but
mean-
that's no. Come on, playoffs, man.
They are right now discussing
defensively,
Ben Simmons' future.
he's definitely what I think the Lakers need.
Yeah.
As, you know, but as far as offensively, you still got the offensive power there.
Yeah.
That's good because now you have somebody who can distribute, and LeBron doesn't have to spend so much time on the ball.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you what, you might not like that, Chris, but that will be a tough team to score against because the length. Can you see the length that they have on that? I mean, on the front line, 6'9", 6'10", 6'8", LeBron 6'10". I mean, trust me, dog. As a shooter, you're going to have a hand in your face regardless. Okay. All right. So this is simple.
Shoot for Dame.
This is simple. Manage AD's minutes and have him consult with a nutritionist so he can eat food and consume beverages that will help his body become healthier. Number one. 2, then trade Kuzma, as you alluded to, Schroeder, KCP, Montrez, or Caruso.
Oh, Schroeder,
AKA the castaways, to acquire Damian Lillard.
Schroeder is free agent. He's walking probably. And
Okay.
Harrell's also a free agent. He's also walking.
Okay.
Possibly.
All right. Then
I think
3.
No, it's under 2 years.
Sack Frank the Fluke Vogel and promote Jason Kidd to head coach. You don't see it now, but it better happen because if it doesn't happen, then you're gonna.
It might happen like during the season next year.
Right, you're gonna suffer another season of realizing that this guy doesn't know crap. It was really the guys behind him who was doing it. Will you say, Dubz?
You get the chance to do that because Jason Kidd right now is in talks with the Dallas Mavericks.
And if I was Jeannie Buss and the rest of them, I'll jump ahead and offer him more money. Yeah. And
or come out and say he's off limits.
Right. But then again, would you go to a young Luka? Or I think he would rather stick with the Lakers because at least he can win a chip there, as a head coach, which he hasn't gotten yet, and then move on to Dallas. Okay. Do you remember the theme song for Gilligan's Island? Dubz, mostly.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Well,
I remember what it sounds like. I don't remember all the words, but yeah.
Well, I'll change up the words, but you'll get what it sounds like. Just sit right back and you hear a tale of a faithful chip that started from a locker room aboard a championship. The mate was an often injured man, the chipper brave and sure. 5 passengers and 12 set sail last year for a 3-chip tour. The path to those rings started getting rough after the bubble chip was tossed. If not for the courage of a fearless king, the trophies would be lost. The trophy would be lost. The chip aground on the shore, the shore of this uncharted la-la land with AD, the chipper too, with gold in his hair and blonde cowl, a Morris twin, Frank Vogel and Jason Kidd here in Los Angeles. So this is a tale of a Lakers castaway. They're here for a very short time. They'll have to make their way next year. It's an uphill climb. AD and the chipper too will do their very best to make other players comfortable for a championship. No Facebook, no TikTok, no Instagram, not a single effing tweet. And like Alex Caruso, as limited as can be. So join us, Lakers, next year. Dame, you're sure to get a chip from many traded castaways here for a championship. There you go. Now, when you play this back, you'll be like, okay, Gilligan's Island. That's what it is.
That's right.
So if you follow those right there, by the way, I think your boy got busted in College Station.
Oh, Caruso, he had to.
I mean, yeah, for some, it wasn't even weed. It was like a grinder or something like that. I mean, I was like, come on now. That's what they doing.
Was it Texas? Yeah, that makes sense.
$3,000 to post
it's
bail.
Texas.
That's crazy, man. They need to do something with that.
Reasons why I don't go down south. I really don't.
Yeah, even Georgia.
I'm staying away from Florida, stay from Texas. I'm good.
These places got to get with it.
Yeah,
they still got these
way behind the curve,
draconian laws. All right, check it out, y'all.
I want to give
What'd you say?
I want to give a quick shout out to my man Pete here. I'm 53 years old. Pete and I have known each other since we were 13, 12 years old. I have never heard this dude sing so much as he has sung in the last year or so that we've been doing this show. The man puts on the show.
I've been holding it back, man. I've been holding it back. My writing. You know what I'm saying? I've been writing a lot, man.
Dude, if you added singing along with your pickup lines, oh my God, back in the day.
Be in there. That's how I used to get them, man. All right, y'all. So check this out.
Should I stay or should I go? That's it.
You remember that?
Oh, yeah.
Should I stay or should I go? Obviously, he should go to the Lakers or Clippers. I feel that way. But how do y'all feel about Dame? Should he stay or should he leave Portland?
He should go.
You should go.
Look. Everybody dreams of winning a championship with the team that drafted them and gave them the first shot. I get it.
Right.
But this franchise is not capable of giving him what he needs. They've never had the brain trust in place to make the necessary moves that need to be made. They've gotten lucky by having who's his number 2 guy?
McCollum.
Yeah, they've gotten lucky with him blossoming into the player that he has become, but he still isn't enough.
That's Dave Vanderpool.
Right, yeah.
And they got rid of him as an assistant coach because he wanted to move up.
Exactly. So when they had the pieces in place, they let him go. When they had everything in house, they let it go. So they to me, the franchise no longer deserves Dame's services.
Yeah. I see. What do you say?
Well, after he posted that Instagram post about quoting Nipsey, much longer I should say dedicated.
Yeah.
It's clearly on his mind that I'm continually showing my loyalty to this franchise. We get to the playoffs and we just can't get over the hump every time we get eliminated. It's crazy. I'm like, I understand his frustration. LeBron waited 7 years before he actually left.
Right.
But
in
nowadays,
this age of AAU into the NBA, everyone wants to team up and win something. So
nowadays, yes, if a player is highly talented and been given that organization their all for about 4 to 5 years, they're already looking for the door. So it's 4 straight seasons when they've been getting bounced out.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's been 4 years. It's about that time. And I think yes, he should leave. He should definitely leave. And I don't feel the need for him to even feel any remorse for it because you've gotten your team there. The organization didn't make any serious moves to get you the pieces that you needed to get over that hump. I think they asked their coach. They finally asked the coach.
I'm like, I don't think Stotts was the issue.
I don't think it was
they
either.
Needed that third superstar. Everybody knows you need that third superstar to put you over. So
I mean, he lost to an MVP. So I mean, that's also a thing too.
Right.
But Dame should definitely be on the exit because I'm like, what else can they do? Like, it's going to be the same thing with a new coach, or you just look for
it might be worse.
Politics for a better organization.
Worse. Yeah. Right. And I think that to piggyback what you're saying, the AD and LeBron just take less money and bring them there, and all should be solved. If not, I don't know how they can afford them. But or he himself will have to take less.
They'll trade some pieces to get him if it's there. The Pelinka will pull some strings.
Mhm.
I think Braun and AD will definitely pull some strings because they know that that's the guy that's going to get them that ferocity and that I'm going to make this shot for real clutchness. It's going to be the rich get richer. Even though, and then what? It's going to be a healthy LeBron coming off of all this rest.
Right.
A healthy AD. Oh, come on.
We hope a healthy AD because if you look at it, right, the Clippers and the Lakers, it's like either it's going to be you and LeBron or you and PG-13. So one of them dudes,
I guarantee
AD's not guaranteed to be there, and neither is Kawhi, as we found out. You know, those guys are kind of brittle. But
exactly. So I don't see why not. Go to the better franchise, go to the bigger market. Right. Everybody's going to be, your jersey sales are going to skyrocket when you go to LA. If you go to LA, you know what's up. You know what's up. Sure, it's your hometown. You know what's up. Come on, man.
He knows. Even though I think he's from Golden State, but I mean, the Oakland area, but still.
Yeah, I know.
And I think that Jason Kidd will have a better chance at bringing him because he's also from the Golden State area. All right, so moving on. Wizards head coach Scotty Brooks didn't get his contract extension this summer. So who do you think should replace him? I'll go to Dubz with that first.
I got two choices.
Okay.
Chauncey Billups.
Okay.
And or Dave Vanderpool.
That name pops up again. Homecoming.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay.
I think either one of them, I would be fine with either one of them. Fresh face, new look, new everything. You know, and truth be told, I thought the Wizards were going to extend Brooks. I actually was hoping that they would extend him because we at many points during the season, I thought they were nowhere close to being able to make the playoffs. And so the fact that they had a chance to get to the 7 seed.
Right. They allowed some chemistry to come into play because you got to realize Russ just got there and Russ was still kind of injured. And Bradley did get injured and all that. So there's a lot of stuff going on. So
So I overall, I know it started out ugly, but overall, I thought Brooks did a good job this season.
He did a good job.
But I know money talks. So.
Right. Money talks and you know what walks.
Exactly.
So he's gone.
Yep.
B.
I mean, you mentioned Chauncey Billups. I'll mention Sam Cassell.
Okay.
He's the Sixers got eliminated, as y'all know. So he's the assistant coach for the Sixers.
Right.
So I'm like,
he should be interviewing.
Exactly.
He should be interviewing with a lot of teams.
Get that man, get that man on the phone.
Seems to be a hot commodity. Right.
Or I'll give you a better one. You talking about hometown? Listen to this. Wes Unseld Jr. Assistant for the Denver Nuggets.
Yep.
You talking about a woof? I would
that's someone who would love this organization every day when he was a kid.
Yep.
Exactly. That would be a lovely pairing, I feel like.
However, guys, I think we had enough of the unsells. I mean, I love you, Wes. I love what you did, senior. But as a general manager, you failed us. And, we tried it just didn't work. But I do agree with Chris. Sam, I am Cassell because his intensity is real and it's not an act. And players know the difference, okay? Check it out. I'm going to coin the phrase, you can't fake authenticity because he is so authentic that, it comes out of him. He doesn't know any other way. So I got to go with Sam as my first because I think that's what Bradley needs. And definitely that's what Westbrook needs. Someone who can, be an extension of him on the floor, the point guard who is just as intense. Because Sam used to be intense now. He never talked the smack like trying to go at you like that, but he talked enough smack to let you know. And he won championships as a player, so he definitely knows how to get it done. However, there should be a consideration for, yes, my man David Vanderpool for homecoming, or at least a look at, check it out, y'all, a third Jacques Vaughn.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't know how people are not giving him interviews, but hey, I would take him right now over a lot of people, you know.
yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about the playoffs. Let's discuss it a little bit. I say injuries and bad shooting. That's how I see it. Nate Furious Styles McMillan has Trey and the young boys in the NBA hood playing like juggernauts, while Budenholzer has the Bucks looking like juggernauts. Okay. I feel like I'm watching a basketball league at the rec center, but with taller players, fam. That's just how I see it. So, you guys, what do you think, real quick? I mean, what are you seeing with the playoffs this year? How does it look? I mean,
It's interesting, man, because I don't typically agree with LeBron on a lot of things, but I finally found something that I agree with him on. They started this season too darn early,
yeah,
and that has greatly contributed to all these injuries
yep,
because their bodies did not have enough time to heal after last season. And so this is the first year where literally almost every superstar has had some nagging injury that led to them missing games.
Yep.
Not missing games because of load management, just missing games period because they just were nicked up.
Yep.
And it's negatively impacting the product on the court. It's negatively impacting the play that we're seeing in the playoffs.
Because we want to see stars going up against stars. Iron
Yes.
sharpens iron, the best that
Yes.
they have to be
Yes.
out there. Not, oh, this team's making it because, they have
Yeah.
one and a half players out,
Yeah,
So,
yeah. And keeping it with our generation, Pete, we came up on, we had to watch Isaiah earn his licks against the Celtics. And
Yep.
then Jordan earned his
Jordan.
licks against Isaiah, and Bird and Magic going head to head.
Yep.
When we saw that, we saw all teams fully loaded, specifically at playoff time.
Yep.
And that
they played hurt. They played hurt.
And they played hurt. And you never even knew they were hurt.
No.
Never
They
heard
don't make
it
excuses.
until
They
afterwards.
just get out there and, whether
Right.
you're good or not, you got to roll it.
Yeah. So I don't know. But the other thing I can say is it's interesting to see a team win consistently. And the more they win, the more their coach is exposed for his bad coaching. I'm talking about you, Budenholzer, with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah. It's just
The more
Atlanta
your team
2.0.
wins, the more you are exposed as a coach because you won't change your system, you won't change the way you do things, and you are making yourself and your team look bad. The fact that he does not learn game to game or series to series is unacceptable.
I think Darvin Ham should just take over the rest of the season.
Yes.
Because he's not showing
That's
me
another one.
anything at all.
Darvin Ham. I forgot about him. Man.
He's not showing me anything at all that he can make in-game adjustments. It's just some piss poor stuff we're watching. And if your only shine is a toe on the 3-point line to beat, basically KD, because Harden, he was there, but he was just a decoy.
Another Game 7 choke from Harden.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't. I'd say, man, he was playing on one leg, so
if
I
KD
can't
was
really.
wearing right
Couldn't
side
drive.
shoes,
He couldn't drive. You know how Harden drives and gets to the bucket.
Yeah.
If that guy was, anything near, I mean, this series was over in 5.
Harden is the one player I can say who truly needs full effort from both his hamstrings in order to play his
his game. Yeah, definitely. He's not even Kyrie. Kyrie would need that. KD's the only person I think who could still roll out there with a hamstring and still get it done.
Yep.
Yeah. So B, man.
So this playoffs, it was a lot of unexpected events, honestly. Who knew Atlanta was going to be this hot? Who knew the Phoenix Suns were going to be this hot. I don't know. I think sometime, but because the Jazz folded with the #1 seed, so
right.
it was still some uncertainty there.
It's the Jazz, man. I'm looking at the Jazz. I mean, even though Dubz had called them, gave them a little shine at one time, and I kind of considered them, I really didn't see because like it's after Rudy Gobert is not an offensive threat, so it's just basically Spider, Mitchell, and then after that there's a drop off. It's just a bunch of 3-point shooters, guys who can't create their own shot except for Jordan and the other guy was hurt, Conley. So once he was hurt, it was over. They're not playing at full strength.
But I definitely do put a lot of the blame on these playoff results on the NBA deciding to just jump right back into regular.
Yeah.
And like it's you should have just had more compassion for your employees because that's what they are. And if you want to get viewership up to par, you would want to have all your rosters healthy and ready to go. I mean, like all the major injuries were major players, all of them, almost all of them. Like, and those are game changers, all of them, game changers. And you just don't want to see that after a certain point. Some of these series and some of these games just blowouts, and you're just like, wow, I didn't think the playoffs would be this boring. So, and it's the thing, if you like, sometimes you get tired of all the regular season games. So everyone's just ready to watch the playoffs because that's when it gets serious.
It's meaningful though.
So if you do this and then this is your result, it's just like, what was I watching all this for? Like, I guess there's some excitement to some small market team for potentially getting a chip or someone getting their first chip. So there's that, but it's not as nostalgic if they didn't beat a lot of superstars. Like some of these teams got blessed with the other team's injury report. So it's just, congratulations, ? Do it next year.
It's that half climax.
Exactly. But I mean, it should have been, I guess it should have been more predictable because jumping right back in after that quarantine 2020 season, you should have been thinking that this season wouldn't be that eventful when it got to the playoffs because the long postseason will definitely show that people aren't going to be built for because what they did last season.
Right. Yeah, I thought if anything, it would be more COVID eras. I mean, more COVID situations and actual injuries that they would have to try to play out and, kind of postpone games and all that. But no, it's strictly injuries. But speaking of COVID, Chris Paul in COVID-19 protocol as the NBA PA Prez. This is not setting a good example for the other players, fam. You should have been taking all precautions after the game, going up, hugging your family and all that stuff, going into that, Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. And also,
he didn't actually test positive.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, he did actually test positive.
He did.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, it was just not being around somebody who, he actually tested positive. But, I guess he's back tonight, and ran his course or whatever. And he's testing negative, so he's good to go.
He needs 2 straight negative test results before he can play.
Yeah, it's confirmed. I think he's going to be back tonight.
Yeah, I believe he's going to be back tonight playing.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Break out the broom.
No,
this just in. Monty Williams, Nate McMillan, Steve Nash, and Steve Kerr have introduced soccer basketball to the NBA, y'all. It's something that I envisioned in 1986, dating myself, when I was in high school. Look, it's simple because a pass is quicker than a dribble. All it is are passes to the open player until the defense breaks down and take the open, easy shot. I mean, basketball is not that hard. It's very simple when you break it down. It's not rocket science. It just takes players with a decent basketball IQ to buy into not playing selfishly. It's a lot easier to defend someone when or who is over dribbling, because then you get to rest on defense and ball dominant. Than if everyone is touching the ball and making the defense shift from side to side to get them off balance. I love you, AI, but I always thought that you hindered the growth of the NBA game when he came out in the 90s, because everybody was over dribbling with no purpose but to say, hey, look at me. Like Hot Sauce and the so-called professor of the N1 mixtapes. Y'all remember those?
Yeah.
AI could do it because he was lightning quick with a solid jumper and crazy hops. However, the average schmo does not possess these gifts. So the rest of the league, you're on notice because things done change. So catch up, mustard, or you will be left behind like Harold Woods. You remember Harold Woods? Three of the conference finals teams are being coached by African American coaches, y'all. So to the NFL, I would like to ask, what are you waiting for? Next, I keep hearing these overused cliches. Don't get too high and don't get too low. They just held serve, or it is what it is. Well, instead of giving these cliches and talking points, let's keep it 100, y'all. You need to get high in the playoffs because of the intensity for your team to fly. And the whole holding serve talk is a tennis thing. So if Pete Sampras or Serena Williams have a blistering serve and phenomenal footwork to go along with a great return game, then it's a moot point. And in actuality, it isn't what it isn't, fam. All right. The Greek freak shooting has now turned into the Nigerian nightmare because he only thrives when he drives, and when he shoots, it ain't loot. Y'all seen it all day. If Giannis would have been working to develop his stroke and muscle memory more than his strength and muscles, because in basketball it's a little different, he would be a better skilled shooter and player overall. Take it from me, too much weightlifting before you develop a consistent jumper, and a free throw shot will make you an below average shooter. Facts. I saw Giannis going to the rack and KD making a business decision by getting out of the poster pick. I think that was like in game 5 or something like that. However, I also saw Blake Griffin making a professional assessment by backing off Giannis to make him a jump shooter exclusively. My advice to my Oga, Nigerian, you say Oga, Giannis, is to hire a great shooting coach this offseason, the best that a max contract can buy you, to work on a mid-range game, which it seems like he already started. I saw a little bit of that the last game when he scored 40. And he's kind of decent from the free throw, but his form is all off. The elbow J and the free throw at the top of the key jumper, that's key for him. Oh, and by the way, this applies to Russell Westbrook, Benjamin, because he has no J, Simmons too. Have you seen the Intuit TurboTax Free Edition TV commercial that starts off with free? Mm-hmm. Well, that's what happens when you get fouled or other teams commit a technical foul. Then you stand behind the line just below the key. It's the second easiest shot if you're 6'2" or taller, okay? Next to a dunk or a layup, unless you got mad hops. You have 10 seconds to get it off, Giannis, and you're not even being guarded. That is why they are called free throws, fam. Facts. So practice. We're talking about practice? Yeah, y'all. Get it in, youngins. First, it's Markelle Fultz. Y'all remember him.
Yeah.
Now it's Benjamin Simmons, and both of them can't hit a hotel from inside the ballroom. So what's up with the 76ers point guards and their shooting woes? I don't know. But Benjamin is a 6'10" poor man's Russell Westbrook without putting up those consistent triple doubles. Facts. Child, please. Chris Middleton was not better than Bradley Beal as an all-star last year. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So I just want one thing to say to that.
What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. But, and the Budenholzer Coach Bucks are just the Budenholzer Coach 2.0 Hawks. And as luck would have it, COVID-19 unpredictably shortened the season. Okay. Chris Paul took his vexation he had towards NBA voters for not giving him the MVP, and Doc for not getting him to the finals out on his son Austin Rivers. Y'all saw that? He dragged that boy. He shouldn't have dragged that boy like that. And at the end of every Suns win, he would whisper in Austin's ear, "Who's your daddy?" Joel Embiid kept the 76ers in the playoffs with one knee. Facts. Donovan Mitchell is a star during the regular season and a superstar when the playoffs begin. Facts. No one ever brings this up, but I will. Paul George, PG-13, playoff P, however you want to call him, will never be the force he would have been because of that horrific injury when he fractured his leg while playing for the Pacers. Facts, okay? But he's still doing a hell of a job. So all that stuff they're saying, to come back from that and do what he's doing, man, I gotta give it to him. So also the clause says, not too fast, not so fast, Jim Broney, because if I win one chip in LA, I'm still in the running for the King of LA title. Facts. And Ty Lue says, and you know this, man. So that's how I see it. All right. Now we're moving on to should I stay or should I go? NBA coaches who should stay or should go. Who should go? Since I put out this list, 5 head coaches have been sacked and another unexpectedly resigned. Rick Carlisle, the Dallas Mavericks, he quit. Terry Stotts, Portland Trailblazer, he gone. Steve Clifford, Orlando Magic, c'est fini. Nate Jorgen, I think that Jorgen or something like that, of Indiana Pacers, Sakabo. But Popovich is still around. He hasn't retired. He ain't gonna get fired. We all know that. Stan Van Gundy, no Pelicans, done. Dwayne Casey, Detroit basketball, he's still around. Luke Walton's Sacramento Kings, they're still around. Frank Vogel of LA Lakers, he's still around. Scotty Brooks, Washington Wizards, stick a fork in him. He's donezo. So out of those, right, 7 coaches other than Pops, who should be considered to be hired for a job opening next season if fired? B.
I don't know. Like you said, Gundy's gone from Pelicans.
Yeah, he's gone.
Well, that would have been my guy, but he's already gone. I don't think he gets picked up though. Any coaching vacancies? I don't think Dallas would want him. Other than that, I don't see LA getting rid of Frank Vogel unless like next season starts off rocky.
Right.
But I don't really see any of those placeholders making any moves because Sacramento was still on the bottoms of the bottoms. Detroit was on the bottoms of the bottoms, and they're going to get the first round pick. So Cade Cunningham to Detroit. It's just a lot of those franchises are still in like rebuild, retool, rework mode. So right. I don't see. Maybe like the names that you named, I don't see them doing anything like leaving this season. But everyone who already left, they were there for a couple seasons. So those guys definitely all deserve to get the can. So unless, like I said, unless next season some of those teams make any improvements, then some of those guys you just named will get the can after next season, I feel like.
Dubz.
Well, I picked Vogel to stay with the Lakers.
Mm-hmm.
I also picked Brooks to stay with Washington, but he's out of there. So, as far as coaches that should get actually, I think it's time for San Antonio.
Yeah,
Popovich to retire.
I think it's time.
Yeah, I think he's ready. I think it might be Becky's job.
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
to turn down.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I think I just
Now
think
that
it's
Udoka's not there,
every time I
he's
see
not
him on the
available.
sidelines, it's like, oh my gosh, is he really gonna make? Is he gonna make it through this game?
He's done. He's like ready to retire. He has retired written all over his
He
face.
does, man.
Mm.
So but of that coaching list, my thoughts were, I think Terry Stotts still deserves another chance.
Mhm.
He was not the problem in Portland.
Right.
Uh, I think Vogel deserves a chance, and I think he should stay with the Lakers. And I
Mhm.
think Brooks deserves a chance. I thought he should stay with the Wizards.
Mhm.
He had a good year. He might be a good
A
coach
rehire for
for
somebody.
a young team. So
Maybe the Pelicans.
Yeah,
I honestly,
definitely the Pelicans.
definitely the Pelicans. But you know what? I think Brooks would do a much better job with the roster out in Sacramento.
Yeah, you got a point there with
Yeah.
DeAndre Fox and those guys. Yeah, Halliburton. Yeah, I can see that.
I've never looked at Luke Walton and said, "Yeah, I could see him as an
Yeah,
NBA coach."
he just
I could see him as an assistant coach.
right.
That's about it. But you know what? When I look at Luke Walton as an NBA head coach, I think one thing: I'd rather see Brian Scalabrine as a head coach.
Yeah, that little stint he had with Golden State. I mean, this cards are already stacked. He didn't have to do
He was
anything.
on Curtis
Anybody
Cook.
could have coached that team, and they would have been.
Exactly.
I think even Mike Brown coached that team. You remember Mike Brown?
Yeah.
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 And they still did pretty good when he took over. So yeah, I'm down the same. I think Popovich, definitely, he's not gonna get fired, and
Yeah.
Frank Vogel, I have him still there until otherwise. And as far as who should be rehired, obviously Rick Carlisle, who just got picked up by the Pacers today to fill in, and that's where he started, I think, under Larry Bird, his boy.
Yeah.
Brought him back because they were together in Boston. Also, Dwayne Casey, if they so happen to let him go, wherever he goes, he usually has a pretty good team, in Toronto and other places, they seem to fare well. I think Terry Stotts deserves a second shot. That's somebody that, given the right situation, some young players to develop, he can do that. And I know y'all said it, but Luke Walton, man, I think Luke Walton somehow, with the right franchise who's trying to get over the hump, or trying to, like I said, relate to the younger players and all that, you should be able to fit it. But if you're trying to go places, New Orleans Pelicans, don't hire him because you're going to end up being the New Orleans Kings or Queens or whatever. So we don't want that. All right. What do we have? Oh, this is what we have. Either or. For the NBA, that is. Got a either or for that. This is rapid fire. Who y'all got? Suns or Clippers to win that series? Suns.
Your NBA champion Suns.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Getting ahead of us. Okay. Bucks or Hawks? I got the Suns, by the way. Bucks or Hawks? So it's a clean sweep.
Definitely Hawks.
Hawks, clean sweep again. Hawks.
Even though Milwaukee should sweep them, but they're not.
Nah.
They have all the tools. They're just not doing it.
Got a bad coach.
They got spared in Brooklyn. Now they're on notice.
I think that now that he has to go up against a center who's actually going to tear down rebounds and stuff, you kind of eliminate Lopez from all that, stuff that he was getting away with in the last series because they had no true center, tapping balls in and all that, getting extra rebounds. Also, too, I just think that they're more of an offensive threat right now than Brooklyn was in that series. And, Trey is definitely a game closer. And,
My gosh. He is
showing how to shimmy. Yeah, he's shimmying them. He's making them look like fools.
They were talking about his shimmy in their huddle. It's like, don't talk about it. Stop it.
Stop it. Yeah, I mean, he's trying to get somebody pissed off, but apparently it's not working. All right, moving on. Who would you draft first? Trey, boy in the NBA hood, young, or Luke, the Don, Doncic?
Ooh.
That's a tough one, man. I mean, they were traded for each other.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah.
But one has Furious Styles as a coach,
Yeah.
Mr. Boys in the Hood reference, and Nate McMillan. The other one has no one right now.
Yeah, yeah.
Possibly Jason
Yeah.
Kidd, but
Yeah, and that coaching is making all the difference for Trey, man,
yep.
and that
Yep.
entire team. I
It's AAU. I have my theory on that, which we'll
yeah,
bring up next
right.
episode.
You're
But
right.
yeah,
It's just really hard, but I mean, I'd definitely go Trey Young though.
Trey Young.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm thinking Trey Young.
Trey Young. All right. I'm gonna break that sweep. I'm gonna go with Luka Doncic because that boy is still, in place or ready to take over the league once LeBron leaves and KD kind of gets a little older. Yeah, putting up them triple doubles and stuff like that. But Trey is the next
Trey is the next Isaiah
Steph Curry.
Thomas.
Right, he's a hybrid because he can actually dish. He's a actual point guard. He'll throw you assist off the backboard from what I see. So yeah, he's taking it to the next level. He's taking it to the next level. All right, which ex-Kentucky Wildcat point guard should the Sixers trade for? John Wall or DeAndre Fox?
What do you mean? From the Kings?
Yeah,
De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron Fox.
De'Aaron? Yes, De'Aaron. Yeah.
he averaged like 23 a game and like I think
De'Aaron
8
Fox.
assists.
Because John Wall's a ball hog. He does too much.
Yeah. That's a clean sweep. Plus, he comes
Yeah,
with a lot of baggage,
it's definitely
injuries,
Fox. I'm like, yeah,
baggage and injuries. You
Yeah.
don't want that. Yeah.
So I'm finally at a point where I think John Wall is destined to not be a winner in the NBA.
Unfortunately, I think you're right.
Yeah, he had that one season in Washington where they went to the second round. Yeah. Oh, look at that! I still got the flex, baby.
Go ahead with that. Go ahead with that.
Flex, boy, I got that Walker baby muscle, baby.
Oh.
I think he's destined to be a.
Yeah. I would say
De'Aaron Fox.
it's a clean sweep, man.
De'Aaron Fox is not leaving the Kings though. They're gonna have to trade a farm for him.
You never know. Hey, you package something up because that's where players go to die.
They had to get rid of a major piece though.
That's where players go to die. They don't hang on. They don't hang on to players. Okay, so you can take the guy without a Henneman or whatever, Simmons with no J. You can take him and with some draft picks, and we'll package something else up. Bye. Bring that guy along. Now you're talking about a viable team moving forward, trying to get a championship. Okay, rapid fire.
The Kings would be hilarious.
Rapid fire. Who is better, Donovan Spider Mitchell or Devin Booker? Whoever wants to grab that.
Devin.
Okay. Devin. I got Devin Spider. Oh, you got okay. Yeah, I got Devin Booker as well. All right, CP3 or Kyrie?
That's good.
I think I got to go with Kyrie.
Yeah, I'm only going Kyrie because
the handles make all the difference. Man.
He has a chip.
And championship.
Yeah.
He has a chip. All right. Better defender, Jay Crowder, the LeBron stopper. Oops. Or PJ Tucker.
Better defender, Jay Crowder.
Jay Crowder.
Better annoyer, PJ Tucker.
Yeah, I think I totally agree with that. Same.
Yeah. Clean sweep on that. Which fans are more ungrateful, Lakers or Celtics?
I say Lakers because they have a more recent chip and now they're done, and so I think. I mean, it's been a while since the Celtics have been in the championship. So right. I think Lakers fans are saltier.
Okay.
I guess. I mean, I definitely do that. I think the Lakers fans are a lot saltier about losing this year, but I'm like, they didn't even take a lot of things into circumstance. Like,
but who's more ungrateful? Do you still think they're, overall?
I don't like ungrateful as opposed to the Celtics. Cause I'm like, I don't know. I don't think they're ungrateful for the championship they just won.
I'll say it like this, and I'm throwing history into there. the Celtics organization, the Celtics fans. Why? Because to talk that trash to Bill Russell, who actually won championships for you, that's a no-no. And for all those African-American players to play for you and for you to still treat them as such and talk to them like that, talk to opposing fans like that, I have to say the Celtics.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Celtics too, because I don't think the Lakers fans are ungrateful for that.
Clean
shit.
sweep. Clean sweep.
Clean sweep. The New York team that most New Yorkers are twisting their ankles jumping off their bandwagon are the New York Knicks or the Brooklyn Nets.
It's gonna be the Knicks. They folded. The Knicks folded.
A lot of fans are going to jump off that bandwagon.
The Knicks folded so fast.
A lot of ankle injuries. A lot of ankle injuries.
Yeah, I agree.
You agree?
Yes.
Okay. Rapid fire. Better shooter, Benjamin Simmons or Markelle Fultz?
Markelle Fultz.
Fultz. It's definitely Fultz.
Only because he works on his shot.
Yes. It's Fultz. It's definitely Fultz.
Sweep. And
he's a local.
That's a clean sweep. All right, y'all. Crash dummy of the episode. The dude I saw over the weekend who was rocking some suspenders and skinny pants. I mean, what are you trying to hold up, fam? You're nuts. And whoever put together the NBA 2020-21 season schedule. Yeah. Thanks for the injuries filled season numbnuts. Okay. Now we're moving on to, hey, what is it? Yeah. Come on, man. Thought I had that. All right, bear with me for a second. Oh yeah, here we go. The Grapevine has the sun set on a challenge for the GOAT title for LBJ after losing in the first round to the Phoenix Suns. B.
No. Impossible. Are you serious?
So what does he have to do to get back in the good graces of the GOAT talk?
Just win another chip next season.
Just one more. Just 5 chips will do.
I mean, I don't understand why. I don't understand why he's out the conversation. The whole league has been creating teams to go against him, like literally create teams to go against LeBron and stop him.
Okay.
I don't think anyone else has ever had that problem in the league until he walked on the scene.
Let me give you some history. Charles Barkley, KJ, Kevin Johnson, Dan Marley, and a cast of others, which is pretty much a big three, trying to take down Jordan, and they still couldn't do it. Mailman Malone, Hornacek, and John Stockton couldn't do it. Terry Porter.
That Portland team was loaded. Terry Porter,
Portland team. Clyde Drexler couldn't do it.
Duckworth
couldn't do it. So
and that Portland team had Cartwright at center.
Yeah, Jordan was doing a lot of heavy lifting on his own. So to get to that GOAT, man, it's gonna be tough, man. I think he's gonna have to win 7 for me, y'all.
I think.
He needs 3 more. He needs 3 more, Chris.
I think
you think he can do it?
I think LeBron is already the reverse GOAT because he's lost more championships than Jordan ever played in.
Right, and that's hard. Once Jordan gets there, you can book it. He's gonna win it.
Yeah.
I'll say it's in Ebonics, French, and Espanol. It's over, yo. C'est fini. Sacabo.
I think it's over.
I really think so, man. It's gonna be hard, man. Yeah. I mean, he did what he had to do, but
after going to the finals for 8 straight seasons, he's only been in it once out of the last 3 seasons.
You got to come away with at least 3. So. The GOAT lives on. The GOAT lives on. Nice try, but no cigar. That's what MJ is saying to LBJ right now as he lights up another cigar.
Like I said,
all right, y'all.
All this rest. Y'all gonna see.
Gotta win 7 for me. Gotta win 7 for me. You gotta one-up him. That's all. Floyd Money Mayweather versus Logan. Logan's run his mouth, Paul. And Chad Ochocinco Johnson versus Brian Bare Knuckles Maxwell. Did y'all see that?
I saw a little bit of the
What
Logan
y'all
fight,
think, man?
Logan Paul fight, and I saw a little bit of I didn't see the Ochocinco fight,
Oh, you didn't? Okay.
but
I saw both.
I'm tired. I'm already tired of these exhibition matches because there's not going to be a clear cut winner. If it's the main
Even
event,
Tyson's coming back
can-
though. Tyson's coming back to fight somebody. I think Logan
yeah.
Paul. He might want to.
I hope not
I
because
might
it's
want to see
going-
that one. I might want to see that one.
But it's an exhibition, so like it's not really an official thing.
Oh, it'll be
And-
official. Somebody's getting knocked the fuck out.
But I don't think that's
see
going to
that now?
happen.
Mike
I don't think it's
Tyson,
going to happen.
Mike Tyson after the fight in the interview. Oh, this is exhibition. I thought you said knock him out.
I think the
But like I
breeze
said,
by his glove
The
might
way
knock
he did
him
to
out.
my brother Nate, I had to knock him out. Forget the exhibition. Fuck that.
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
that's not Logan Paul's not the one who knocked out Nate. It's the other Paul.
Right, it's
He's
the other
brother,
Paul.
he's connected.
Right. Yeah. He's gonna hit him so hard his brother gonna feel it.
I'm just tired of celebrity boxing matches
Right.
already.
Yeah,
I'm
man.
not tuning into any of this anymore. This is a stain upon the boxing world, and I'm done. The real people who lost is everyone who paid Showtime $50 to watch that entire thing because that is a waste of money.
I will say this though. I heard today that Blueface, the rapper, will be getting in the ring with somebody. I might want to see that because he's talking a lot of trash. Like he's a gang member, so he's used to putting hands on people. You know, he's gonna get someone catch that fade. Well, we'll see.
Just miss me with that. I won't be watching.
Yeah.
I won't be taking off from any evenings to watch that. I'm good.
You had enough. Okay.
I'm already out. I'm
On
good.
to Wilder and Fury 3.
Yes.
Let's see what
I'm
you
ready
have
for
for
that.
me.
Let's talk about
that's a real
that.
fight. That's a real fight. We'll discuss that more next week in next week's episode. However, we're down to the joke of the episode or jokes of the episode. Okay, this is kind of a riddle. What do you call a fast car owned by Bruce Jenner in the 70s and 80s that got rebuilt in the 2020s? A Trans Am.
that's good.
I wrote that myself. All right, here we go again. Another one. A lesbian couple walked into a physician's office, and a doctor in his 60s, who was about to retire, was asked by the partner who came in for a checkup, do I have a vitamin deficiency? And without hesitation, the doctor responded, yeah, vitamin D.
That's good.
Okay. What did the penis say to the condom? Cover me, I'm going in. Hey yo!
That's good. That's good. That's good.
Yeah. Oh, we have fun on this show, man. So we're gonna bring this sucker to an end. How are we gonna bring it to an end? Let's see. Hold on. Did I look over something? Oh, I forgot. I'll just play it anyway.
No, I think I'm gonna play for the Toon Squad this summer instead of the Olympics. I think that's what that's my focus on trying to beat the Monstars or the Goon Squad, we call them now. So didn't have much success versus Suns. So now I am gearing my attention to the Goon Squad here in mid-July. So I'm gonna let the ankle rest for my and I'm gonna gear up with Lola, Taz, Granny, Bugs, and the rest of the crew. So hopefully see y'all at the match.
That's what you're doing, Bron. That's how you're gonna carry me, Bron. That's another reason why he'll never be the GOAT. Can't make statements like that.
Are you
Can't make
serious?
statements like that.
Are you coming? But are you coming? He's coming off that
Jordan did the original.
sprained ankle.
Jordan did the original.
Short, no rest. You want to play in the Olympics now?
Win 3 more.
Come on, man.
Win 3 more championships.
Come on, are you serious? You want this man to just continue to play until his legs fall off?
Win 1 gold medal in the Olympics or world basketball and 2 more chips, and I'll give it to you. And we know the other one is just a gimme anyway. All right. So. All right. A lie has many variations, but the truth none. Also, the truth runs marathons and lies run sprints. Let that marinate. Men lie Women lie. Others lie. LeBron lied. Caruso can't afford that 3 stacks, fam. Come on, man. How you gonna put that man under the bus like that? Talk about how he bailed him out. Doc Rivers lied. Tristan Thompson and Khloe Kardashian, as she likes to call her Khloe now, I guess, because she's dating black men. Kardashian keep lying. Why? I don't know. Jeffrey Tubin lied. The 9 voters who didn't vote for Jokic for MVP lied. Y'all know that. And everyone who said they saw the Bucks beating the Nets at full strength, damn sure lied. I think you're in that category, B, along with
I
Cousin
said they
Zulu.
Gonna win.
Cousin
I said
Zulu.
Full strength. I said it was gonna win. I said it was gonna win. That's it.
All right. We'll let you slide off. We'll let you slide with that one. We'll give you the mulligan. Even the Dalai Lama and the Pope and Mother Teresa told some lies, but never has a ball on my eye. Shout out to my man Rasheed Wallace. Okay, here we go. I got my timing off, y'all. And a big ups to Doyle Mitchell of Industrial Bank, serving the Washington, D.C. and Prince George's County, Maryland communities since 1934. And to Mary Bazzini of Godman Power in Springfield, Virginia, with the Godman Grid Solar Power Generators. Power to the future, y'all. And to Yes We See Fashions, to clothe and unite us. That's yes in 3 languages, English, Francais, and Espanol. And Richie Rich and his Parkable, PARKERABLE.com, with the P Clarence Challenge as well as the PGC Tribe. The PGC stands for Prince George's County, Maryland. Also to Aleem and Joe with Storytime Productions. And last but not least, D2, aka DJ Swig and Swig Entertainment. And like Rick Carlisle, the Nets, Lakers, Jazz, Nuggets, Mavericks, Trailblazers, 76ers, CP3 at the start of the Western Conference Finals after contracting the virus called COVID-19. Tristan Thompson promising not to return like he did in the past after he cracked the code, getting removed from the sunken place, having a foursome, it seems. Alex Caruso after posting bail in Texas for getting caught with a grinder, but not the kind from the dating network. And the Raiders defensive end Carl Nassib, no stranger to Grindr, who got tired of raiding booties while in the closet. We out! Put the counter on 3. 1, 2, 3. Put the counter! But wait, I have one more thing to say. It's over, yo.
You keep saying it. Y'all gonna be eating those words. I'm trying to tell you. You think it's done?
Over, Bron.